Hello, welcome back to the Ford County Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Kevin Carey with Caliber Home Loans. I've got Donna Clayburn here with me. She's with the Premier Group of Long & Foster in downtown Frederick. Thank you very much for being here.
Hey Kevin, thanks for having me.
So we're gonna do something a little unusual. Usually I'm the one asking the questions here, but Donna is going to ask me some questions today from a realtor's perspective to getting answers from a lender and answering some of the questions that have to do with the differences between pre-qualification, pre-approval, approval, and loan commitment. So Donna, go ahead and fire away. Be kind though, okay?
Yes, I'll be kind. So Kevin, thanks a lot. As a realtor, some of the things that, some of the questions I'm frequently asked are, I'm pre-qualified, so I know how much I can afford to spend. So I want to go through the four different stages of the loan process with you and help to answer some frequently asked questions that I get from folks who are looking to purchase and maybe clear up some misconceptions of the four stages and what they can expect of the four stages. So the first stage I want to talk to you about is, Kevin, what is a pre-qualification?
So pre-qualified. So pre-qualified basically means you picked up the phone or met face-to-face with a lender and you've just given him or her information, right? This is how much I make, this is how much I think my credit scores are, here's my monthly debt, and we just kind of do numbers, right? Okay. And so based on that information, you're kind of pre-qualified. Yeah, from what you're telling me, yeah, you can go out and buy a $500,000 house based on conventional VA, FHA, whatever it may be.
Okay. So at that point, Kevin, when folks are pre-qualified and they come to me as a realtor and say, hey, great, I've been pre-qualified for, let's say, $500,000. At that point, are we shopping for $500,000 or are we at the stage where we want to go through the next stage, which is actually pre-approval?
So obviously, that is going, in my opinion, no, you don't, okay? Because the reason why that is because you haven't actually made application, right? So let's talk about the pre-approval stage first. So pre-approval is basically you've made application, right? We've pulled credit and you've entered in your information in terms of income, assets, liabilities, things of that nature.
Yes.
So at that point, we have a really better gauge than the pre-qual to tell you, hey, look, this is what you qualify for.
Exactly.
Okay? However, the difference between the pre-qual and the pre-approval is the pre-qualification is we don't know. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, unfortunately, there may be things that come up on your credit report that you don't know about. You've gotten your credit score from, let's say, Credit Karma or some other free website, which unfortunately is not accurate. So all of a sudden, you may sit down and think you have a 780 credit score. When you go through pre-approval and we actually make application and pull credit, you may actually have a 680 credit score because there may be a collection or a judgment that may or may not be yours that is pulling down your score.
Exactly. Well, thank you. So that's the difference between pre-qual and pre-approval. So we've gone through those two stages. Next would be approval.
Correct. So approval process basically means that you've made application, we've pulled credit, and you've provided the financial documentation to your lender so your lender can review it. So we can calculate your income correctly. We can actually look at your assets, make sure there's no large deposits because large deposits can cause a problem. On your pay stub, maybe you forgot to tell me about alimony or child support, which is being deducted from your pay stub, which is a liability that we have to count against you.
Sure.
So the approval process basically means the lender has reviewed your documentation and has said, look, yeah, you are firm and ready to go, which is obviously going to be stronger than the pre-approval and much stronger than a pre-qualification.
Can they go shopping now?
Absolutely, they can. That's when you go shopping. That's when I recommend you go shopping. Okay,
great. So the final stage then would be a loan commitment.
Correct. So loan commitment can be done in one of two ways. So in a market that we're in right now that is really competitive, and any market to be perfectly honest with you, your lender can actually take you through the underwriting process without the fact that you have identified a home or been under contract. So that way, what an underwriter does, the underwriter's job is to review all your financial documentation that are submitted within the application. And basically what we do is we underwrite the income and the assets, which are the two of the major steps in terms of qualifying along with credit. So what happens is that if you go through that loan commitment process, we're providing you a loan commitment letter when you go shopping, which basically makes you a much stronger buyer because you can actually waive the financing contingency because you've already gone through the process of getting your income and your assets and your liabilities all underwritten.
Yes.
Okay?
So that is a great point for you that are out there looking to buy. We've just gone through the 4 stages of loans and the loan pre-qualification, pre-approval, and loan commitment. So just to piggyback on what Kevin says, if you're looking to buy and you want to have a serious and strong offer, you would be wanting to be in a position of a loan commitment versus just having a pre-qualification. So if you're looking for a fantastic licensed realtor who has another associate who is fantastic in what they do, which is lending, please feel free to connect with me. My information is on the screen here, and let's get you the house that you actually want to buy.
Donna, thank you very much for being here. I tell you what, you were very kind. You didn't pepper me too much. I appreciate that. Gave me a couple softballs. I like that. Well, listen, if you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you very much for being here today, and hopefully you'll see our next video on the Ford County Real Estate Show. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.